Oh yeah. Thanks, Cole.
All good.
I think Nathan's just joining us. We've got Colin, Ben. Do we know how many were meant to be on call? Do you know? We got looking at it, 2VNet, Jose, NTC, guys at CityTel, and then yourself, Ben, Nathan, Ben from Office Auto.
Yeah, there was a few more registered, so we might just wait a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Is my screen shared still? Yeah. Yeah, cool. Call regarding the call transcription one that's coming out. I saw your module. Did you want to do that at the end or
Yeah,
first up?
yeah. I'll just demo it. Got some slides.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Oh, somebody else. Got a couple more just added. All right, we're up to 9.
Just start, Harry. I'll add a bit.
Yep.
Keep an eye on it.
Yep. I guess we'll start. Yeah. I don't think there'll be too many more. Cool. All right. Thanks everybody for joining. This is module 4 of the Yeastar training. I'm going to go through voicemail group mailboxes. Also going to go through the voicemail transcription, both using Google and the Yeastar built in, and then the recording archiving for the call recording. And then Cole's going to quickly demo the new call transcription that's coming out in the new version as well. So I've opened up the using voicemail group mailboxes training guide, and I've got my lab system on the left here. So I'm just going to flick through slides as we go. Hopefully everybody can see that that's large enough to read. Group voicemail boxes, basically to access it, you've got to come into the configuration on the left, call features, and then voicemail. Now, I don't have any. This is a brand new system, pretty much I spun up 2 days ago. So you can create your own voicemail boxes. So for example, you can click add, and then you can have a different type. So you've got a ring group, and you can associate with a ring group. You've also got a queue, and you can associate with a queue, or you can do a custom one. So we'll come back in here afterwards, but they're the 3 types of voicemail boxes you can have. Additionally, on the right-hand side, go through, we have voicemail settings. So these are generic settings that are across the mailboxes. As you can see, there's different options, and if you hover over them, they will give you a brief of what it means. So there's press 0 to break out. Allow callers to dial an extension. So you can press star and then dial the extension. 5 to leave a message. And to review the message after they've recorded it as well. Further down, maximum message time, minimum message time. Some greeting options. So your maximum greeting time. There's also global voicemail greeting. That's just default at the moment. And then voicemail number. If you hover over that, it was going to tell us, but that's the one where they can, there you go, you can dial the number to check their voicemail messages. So if they don't have a button on the phone or the phone itself doesn't pop up the voicemails, which most of them do, then you could have a number and they could access it that way. These slides, obviously, we're just following through what you've got there. And then the last one is the voicemail auto cleanup. Yeah, you can go into auto cleanup from there. And again, it'll hover over and tell you exactly what it's meaning. So you've got the maximum number of voicemails to be stored for each extension. And then the auto cleanup can be set to clear the old ones out, basically. So if you were creating a group and want to add a voicemail to it, you've got a couple of different options. So in call features, you've got a ring group and you've got a queue. So if we go ring group, we can add. We've got a name and number. So if I add that as ring group, you can set up your ring group as you require, put your extensions in, and then at the bottom, got the failover destination. So at this point, you can go group voicemail, and then it'll give you the option and say, create a group voicemail for this ring group. So you can do it that way. Click save, apply. And now when we go back to voicemail, it's automatically created a group voicemail. So you don't have to create the voicemail within the ring group. You can do it ring group, then it'll create the voicemail off it. Same with the queue. Again, add. Just call this queue. Again, just gonna go down and we've got members. We'll put a member in there. Static agents. Preferences. Add queue panel. So go back to basic. The failover destination. Get group voicemail. And now that we've already got that ring group, it is an option, so we could send it there. Or again, we can create a new voicemail group for this queue. Again, save, apply. If we go to voicemail, we've got the two, and we can go in there. It's associated with that name, you can't change it. You do have a mode. So for the voicemail, is it going to broadcast that voicemail to each individual, or is it going to be a shared voicemail group? And again, I'll give you some examples of, or explanation of what the different ones are. So it'll copy and forward for the broadcast to the individual mailboxes, or you've got shared voicemail box that everybody accesses. Additionally, you can have the pin enabled. You can set a pin, and then also you have extra options within this specific voicemail. So you can disable the voicemail messages so they can't leave a message. The play date and time. The caller ID can be played to you when you're hearing the message, and also the duration. You can turn them on and off as you need and save it. I'm just going to flick through these slides. Basically just being pulled from the Yeastar information and put in there for you. Okay. Next part is the greeting. So we can go back into our ring group. So as default, group voicemail greeting is set to follow the system. So if we go to voicemail announcements, Voicemail. Sorry, general down here. Greeting management. There you go. Follow system. So you can leave it as that, or you can record a new one. It'll pop up a box. You can give it a name. You can call your extension. Thank you for calling. Please leave a message for the ring group. So I'll hang up. Save. Now if I go back in and go down, we now have that ring group.wav available. So that's the new one I've just recorded, and we can have that played. So that's as easy as you can get for recording it via a phone. You can also go into the greeting management. In here, you can upload greetings as well. You click upload, it'll tell you what format it needs to be in. Go choose a file. I think I've got some in. I don't know if I've got any on here. Maybe I've got some WAV files. Did have one, but I cleared them all out recently. Yeah, yeah, I think they've all gone. Oh, I'll put a hold music in. How about that? So just upload that, for instance. There we go. And then we can close that. And then when we drop down, we can then choose that WAV file instead. So that's greeting management, upload, and you can edit the files, you can play them, you can download them. Or if you want to record a new greeting, you can get to it there as well. So once you've assigned it to the group, you can save, apply, and it's live. And it's the same for the queue. If you go edit the queue, you can record a new one, or you can go to greeting management. Upload your greeting file, drop down, select it, click save, click apply, and that's live on the group. So I'm just going to flick through the slides again. Yeah, the file format is shown, wide format, uploading it. Okay, you've also got the members of the ring group or the queue voicemail. Now, with this one, whoever's in that ring group or queue are automatically members. So it'll show them in here, but you can't edit them. So the only way you'd be able to edit them is you'd have to go back into the actual ring group or queue and edit your members there. So if we just wanted extension 1000 instead of all of them, save that, apply. And if we go back to the voicemail ring group, edit that, we can now see extension 1000. Again, you can't edit it, it just pulls it through from the ring group it's associated with. Same for the queue as well. Next part is the voicemail announcements. So within the ring group or the queue, come to the voicemail announcements tab and you can turn it on. You can have a maximum number of call cycles. When they don't answer, doesn't listen to the message after answering. Yep, as you can read it there. So we can put call cycles in and then add in your voicemail announcement in here. I think I did. Yep. So if enabled, when the group voicemail receives a new message, the PBX will call the preset contacts in sequence, and the contacts can answer the call and follow the prompts to listen to the message or call back directly. So we could point that to extension 1000. And that could be number of attempts 2 every 30 seconds. And then we could also put another extension in, etc. and save it. Okay, and the last point is going to be if you need a voicemail, it's going to be using voicemail to email. What you have to do is instead of associating it with a queue or a ring group voicemail, you have to create a unique custom voicemail box. So you go into voicemail, click add, drop down, select the custom type, enter a number, enter a name, call it custom. You've got broadcast again to members or shared by members. So whether it's going to leave the voicemail on all the individual phones or one group mailbox. And then here you can put in the email address that the voicemail to email is going to go to. Again, you've got your PIN and all the usual options. You can set up your voicemail greeting. So again, greeting management, upload, select a file. Oh, doesn't like that one because it's got spaces. Let me just put that one in. And then you can choose your members of the group. So maybe we just put those 2 phones in. Click save, click apply. So now we have that custom group voicemail box. Then you can go back to your ring group or your queue. You can edit this. And then down here, we can set it to go to that specific custom, what is it? That one, sorry. Custom voicemail box. Apply. And we can do the same for the queue. Custom, save, and apply. Final mention, voicemail boxes, they can be used as destinations for the IVR. We were in an IVR, default one there. You go to your key press. Maybe you want 0 to go to a voicemail box. And again, you've got your 3 options there, or you can even add a new one and create one from here. So you could choose the custom, click save, and apply. 0 would go straight to that mailbox. And you could also put it on your inbound routes as well. So in your call control, inbound routes. So this one, you could scroll down, and instead of the default destination being the extension, again, we could choose group voicemail, choose one in here. Click save, click apply. That's done. Notification on the IP phones. So you can create a function key. So if I come up to my extensions and I go and edit my first extension, come across to function keys, key free, and I can drop down and select check group voicemail. Just expand that a little bit. And then we can decide which voicemail group it's going to be checking. And you can give it a label on the phone as well. Also does mention the message waiting indicator, which is obviously commonly supported on the phone features, and it'll alert you that you received a new voicemail message. So depending on the device, depends on what alert you get. But the key is probably the one that people are going to program so they can access it. Okay, perfect. All right. That was group voicemail. Did anybody have any questions? I'll just check the chat. It's on my other screen. If it would let me get to the chat. There we go. Nope. Perfect. All right. Let me close that one. And then what I'll open up next is the voicemail transcription using the Yeastar built in. If we open this slide, I'll just move that slightly. Get this set up. Okay. So what they do allow is when people leave a message, it will convert the audio into text, and then that can be presented, sent to an email with the text on there. So they've got two versions. They've got the built-in, which is this one, which we're going to go through, and then they've also got one where they use the Google Cloud as well. So for the built-in one, you've got to come on your configuration, left-hand side, and we want integration and AI, which are not alphabetical, down at the bottom here. You can enable voicemail transcription. You can choose your language. You can choose which extensions the feature is going to be on. So you can do specific, or you can do all. I'm going to leave mine as all. Then in the extensions themselves, I come up and go to extension, edit, you'll get a new tab called AI. You just got to make sure that this automatic voicemail transcription is enabled. Also, you want to make sure that under the user, you have an email address. And then also under voicemail, you need to make sure that this, as I found out the other day, is not on as default. Send email notification with attachment. And if we save that, and then if I call an extension 1000 internally, just going to leave a message when the voicemail comes on. Should have reduced my timer. Testing voicemail transcription, 9:21 a.m. Yeastar built in. All right. So I've left the message. And I did find yesterday when I was playing with this, sometimes first ones to come through can take a little bit of time on the email, but after that, they were pretty instant. It's not reached my email as yet. going to check. Okay, I think it's come through now. Just bring this across. Here we go. Like I say, sometimes first time it can take a little bit of time. There we go. So we can see that's what it's transcribed from the audio and it sent it to the email. Also got, if you want, the attachment as well of the audio file. Perfect. All right, let me close that. So basically it's really easy to turn on and enable. You can also see it in your Linkers app. Just see if that's come across. So this is extension 1000 in the Linkers. And in here, and sometimes again, what I've found is it can take time, or what you can do is you can log out and log back in where it is. Let me just edit that to log back in properly. Copy that link. There we go. So back on, that was the new one today. Instead of, as well as play, you get this view text. And again, it'll come up and it'll come up with a transcription text in there as well. All right. So that is the Yeastar built-in voicemail transcription. What I'll do is I'll close that module and I'll open the one for Google. All right. For Google, and I've already set it up on our Google Cloud, so it's quicker. Basically, audio length, yeah, 1 minute is the uh, maximum speech audio data it can process at the moment. And obviously, because you're using Google Cloud, there will be service costs. You need to create a Google Cloud billing account. This is all pulled from the Yeastar guide. First thing you want to do on your PBX is you want to make sure you can get to Google. It's on the left-hand side. Maintenance and troubleshooting, ping. We want to make sure we can ping Google, which we can. Then you've got to go into your Google Cloud and set up your API key. I'm not going to go through all this. I just followed the Yeastar guide. It was very easy. I put the slides in here, but there's also the link at the top. And you can go straight to their site and see it all in there as well. All this is pulled out from there. So you create a project. You basically assign the speech to text API, and then you generate an API key from Google Cloud, and you copy that key. Once you've done that, you come back in your Yeastar integration, and we want to go to speech to text. This will be disabled. If you drop down, Google Cloud services available. It's going to ask you for that API key. Just going to grab mine. Put that in there. You can select your language. Click Save. Now at this point, it's going to tell you, okay, you want to go to, it's been succeeded, and it's going to send you to call features and voicemail settings. So you can select Go To. And then in here, down at the bottom, this voicemail transcription. They want you to enable that. At this point, if you've got the AI built-in one on, it's going to say it's going to conflict. Please click the disable button to disable the built-in AI voicemail transcription, which we'll do. And then we'll save. Again, after that, in the extension, we know it's already there. Just to double check, make sure you've got an email address. Make sure you've got the send email notification with attachment. You don't get that AI tab I've found on this one, so you don't have to worry about that. And then again, once you've done it, you can leave the voicemail. And again, it'll show up in the Linkers app. So just leave another voicemail. So you can't have both of them at the same time. It's either one or the other, the Google Cloud or the built-in. But again, I followed the Google Cloud setup. It's really easy to do. Probably took 5 minutes. Test voicemail left. Voicemail transcription using Google Cloud. Test voicemail left, number 1. All right. And again, might just take a couple of minutes, the first one to come through, but we should get the email on there as well. Ben asked, yeah, Yeastar transcription or Google Cloud one. To be honest, I've only set it up for the training, so I've only been using it training wise, so not sure if either one is accurate yet. I think we'll just have to try it a bit more. I guess cost wise, obviously you're going to be paying for the Google Cloud one. Oh, we got some feedback there. Was that you, Cole?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
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 Yeastar one a bit flaky. Yeah. So if I just check, I think it's come through already. Yep, there you go. Again, transcribed. So yeah, fairly easy to set up. I was pleasantly surprised how easy it was. So they're the two different options we've got: voicemail transcription, um, and again, the Linkers app should get the voicemail. And there we go. It did 9:29. Again, you got view text. Don't know why there's two. Yeah, not sure why it's pulled the icon twice. View text, view text. Maybe because I've enabled both of them, even though I've disabled one. But obviously we can see it's coming through saying Google. Okay, perfect. All right, that was the voicemail transcription. Let me close that one. And the last two are going to be the recording. So call recording, archiving those call recordings to AWS S3 bucket or the Google Cloud. So again, I think I might just start with the AWS. And just before we start with it, just going to go down and just make sure recording files. Yep, I cleared them out from yesterday. Perfect. All right. So for this, you've got your call recording. So first you've got to enable that. So if you go call features and recording, I've enabled the call recording. And then further down, you can decide which trunks the call's going to record it on, which extensions. I've just got all. It's also recording your conferences and your queues as well. and also the IVR. So I've just put my extensions in for now, my slip trunk. I'm going to save that and apply. That's okay. Now you've got to configure your S3 bucket. So again, I've already done the Amazon side. I put the link in here on how you can set up the AWS side. So we select system and archive, and we want to select archive server and select add. I've already got one in here, but what I'll do is I'll just delete them and start again. So when we click, I'll call it AWS S3, and we can drop down and we can choose the Amazon S3. I've already set up the account. In your AWS, you'll get an access key ID and a secret access key. So if I put my ID in, secret key, click save, close. Then we want to go select system, archive task, click add, give it a name, file type. Just going to do our recording files. The moment we're just going to leave it as once daily and choose our S3. Because it's linked and it can see, we can decide where in the bucket in the AWS we want to dump the recordings. So I'm just going to choose our Yeastar and click save. It succeeded. All right, so now if I make a call, test call recording, test number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've made a call. If I come into, sorry, one place. So I got reports and recording. We'll check the system first, recording files, and see our recording there. Now, obviously, if we go back to system and archive, this one here we can edit. Because it was just a run once, we do daily, weekly, monthly. But if we just select once, save, and I think my AWS login has timed out. Let me just get it back open on my other screen. I can move it across. There we are. Okay, S3 buckets. Uh, so this is in the S3 bucket in the Yeastar one. And we can see in there, there's a folder for today's date. If we go in there, we can see the WAV file in there. So we know that it's been stored in the S3 bucket. All right, and that's it. That's how you set it up for the S3 bucket. Obviously, you can still play back from your web portal um, in the system here. Recording files, you can play them back, you can download it, but they are backed up to the S3 bucket. Okay, and the last one that I'm going to go through is the call recordings, but to the Google Cloud. So if I open up the slide, so again, the same steps we already know they're on here, but just to recap, call features and recording, enable your recordings, decide what needs to be recorded. Once you've done, save and apply. Then you want to go to System, Archive. We'll just delete S3 bucket out of there for now. We'll go to Archive Servers. We'll get rid of the S3 bucket from there. We'll add a new one. We'll call this Google Cloud. Choose Google Cloud Storage. Now, again, I didn't put it in the slides. I've just put the link. I can even open that up so you can see. Again, I followed it through 5-10 minutes at max, basically to create your service account, etc. Just follow it all the way through. You'll create the bucket. You get a JSON file that you download. And then once you've done all that, you can come back to here. And then the JSON file, you can browse and upload to connect to it. I think I dropped mine in my Yeastar folder. There we go. Click Save. Okay, create the archive server. Then archive task, add, give it a name. Google Storage, coding files. Let's just leave it as default for now. Choose our Google Cloud. There is a folder path. So again, you can navigate down through your folders. I'm just going to leave it in the default. Click Save. And then we can make another test call. Testing, recording, Google Storage. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so first we can go look at the system. Recording files. We can see the new recording file in there. So we can come back up here, System, Archive, the task, Edit. We just save. That should run it once. And then if I just log into my Google Cloud, so this is the Google Cloud and the bucket. And again, we dropped in that first folder, so it actually creates a new subfolder with today's date. And again, we can click in there and we can see the audio WAV files. It's actually pulled through the first one as well and the second one, but we can see the WAV files in there backed up. Okay. And that is the recording archiving to S3 and Google Storage, or Google Cloud, should I say. Um, did anyone have any questions before I hand over to Cole for the last slide at all? Like I say, I followed this through. I've done it twice because this was a lab system which was expiring, and it was dead easy to set up. 5-10 minutes on the S3 and the Google storage to get it set up. And then as you can see in the Yeastar, very simple to get it up and running. Ben, can you archive the recordings to a SMB share with SE is run locally? I'm not sure. Not got that far. I do know when you go to archive server, you got the SFTP and FTP, but I've not gone through the guides yet on doing that. I'm sure if the Google Cloud and the S3 is, pretty easy, then it would be an easy option as well. All right, perfect. Cole, do you want to
Yeah, all right.
share? Yeah, I'll stop sharing my side.
Yeah. Right, everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So I just want to touch on a couple of things. Thanks, Harry. But the remote archiving. If you see here on the actual plans, Yeastar keep changing this, but the remote archiving, which Harry just went through, you need the ultimate plan to do it. Right, so all your users have to be on ultimate. Right. All right. I was going to run through. This only came out. We only fired it up yesterday. I think it came out the night before, which was the call transcription using the Yeastar built in. All right. So what it will do is give you a transcription of the call you're on. And you can see here you need the latest release firmware, which came out yesterday, and they've decided to give it to you both on Enterprise and Ultimate. But your built-in minutes, you get 120 minutes for the Enterprise plan, or 240 minutes for Ultimate. And then they say if you need more, contact your service provider, which is us, except we can't buy it yet. It's not in the portal, which is great. So anyway, I'm following that up. As I understand it, it will be like by blocks of 1,000 minutes, but we might be able to cut that down depending on demand. All right. A restriction, you cannot use it with the third-party speech to text. All right, which we haven't touched on today, but yeah, I'm not understanding that. As I said, we only fired this up yesterday, so I quickly did these slides. All right, I've got a slide on the setup. We'll put all this on the knowledge base after the session this morning. You can download it. You just got to enable it, which I'll run through shortly. And basically it gives you a transcription within the Linkus client as you're on the call. All right, so setup and the web client, and it's also supported on the mobile client. All right, so I'll quickly try to set up a call. Oh, actually, I'll go through the setup first. So in admin, we go to AI integrations, and we just turn call transcription on and set what extensions need to use it or have it. Right, so in this case, I've just enabled it myself. And then on the user extension settings, just go to the AI tab, and we can make it automatic. So every call, there will be a call transcription. All right. And then there's a show transcription text after the call, which I'll show you. Just pops up. And then you can set to what language. So obviously we just set it to the system language, which is English, but you can select what language it's going to transcribe. All right. So if this is going to be a bit harder demo, so bear with me. I go to my web client and I'll make a phone call. Hi, Colin. Can I place an order, please? Sorry, it was a bit hard to demo when I'm talking to myself, but this is the pop-up that pops up after the call. So you get a summary of, George contacted Colin via phone. You get the transcription of the conversation. You can download it here, or you can go back anytime and check your call logs, and you'll see other transcriptions here that I've tested. Right, so call details, transcription, and also any notes you've made in Linkus during the call will also pop up here. This call disposition, not sure. We'll have to find out what that's about. I think it was supposed to be about like the sentiment of the call. All right. If we go to admin and go to your reports, call reports, we've also got a report here, transcription usage details. So you can see how many minutes you've used. All right. Okay, client. And that's about it. That's all we've really tested so far. I'm not sure whether if you set the user to automatically do the transcription and you make the call on your handset, like you're not a Linkus user, whether those calls are actually transcribed and how do you access them. So, as I said, this was only set up yesterday, the new firmware, and we're still trying to work out everything. Has anyone got any questions around that? Nothing?
No, looks good, Cole.
All right. So I think that's it. That's the end of the session. Nice and early, nice and quick. We'll upload all the documents into the knowledge base so you can download it. And also I'll stop the recording and we might put that up there as well. So anyway, thanks for attending. Hope everyone has a great day.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, thanks, Harry.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks.